Hey there, everybody. The Governor's Highway Safety Association shows at least 5 states have specific or per se limits, as they're called, for THC to determine if drivers are impaired by marijuana. They include Ohio, Illinois, Montana, Nevada, and Washington. THC is the active ingredient in cannabis. So that means, for example, if a blood test shows you are above 5 nanograms per milliliter, you can automatically be charged with OVI on the highway, even if you show no signs of impairment. That's the problem, marijuana researcher Dr. Latrice Montgomery told me, in establishing universal safety standards. Marijuana can stay in your system for a long time. So what really is a safe amount for detection but not impairment?
Unfortunately, right now we're unable to provide a specific level, and part of that is because there are many different factors associated with cannabis use.
For example, impairment can be influenced by frequency of use, the level of THC in the product, your own metabolism, and even the type you ingest. If you smoke weed or vape weed, it enters your body through the lungs.
And so in that case, it enters your bloodstream much more quickly, and you see the effect, the onset of the effects are much quicker and faster, versus like ingesting it with an edible where it kind of goes through your liver. And so it might take a little bit longer to see the effects, but they last longer.
Dave Arend of Indiana's Your CBD store says he uses THC products to manage his attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, or ADHD.
Some people want to get healthy without getting high.
Dave says he'd like to see a national standard established for safe use for cannabis, especially when it's used for medical purposes.
Number one issue, I'd say, is sleep, anxiety, pain.
Rather than the no pot policy currently held by many federal agencies, such as the Department of Transportation. It would allow you to operate heavy machinery or maintain certain public transportation jobs if you fall below low-level criteria on a drug test.
There's not really enough research as far as how it does impair your ability to operate those things.
It's tough to do this kind of research right now on today's marijuana. Dr. Chris Toole, the clinical director of addiction services at the Lindner Center of Hope, told me, because the marijuana we have now has very different levels of THC in it than it did years ago.
You know, back in the day, our dad or mom's marijuana was like 3 to 5%. And every decade it's gone up. So now when you just go to a regular, dispensary, it could be 15 to 20% THC.
The chemical profile, the amount of THC or CBD can be very different in each product, which influences absorption and how long you stay high.
So without all of that information, it's really difficult to give a general guideline to say this is how it will impact your body. And so because of that, it's just advisable to not use cannabis at all when operating machinery.
Now, what you test to find out safe levels also is variable. Reports show that THC is detectable in your hair up to 90 days, up to 30 days in urine, up to 24 hours in saliva, and up to about 12 hours in blood. With your health news, I'm Liz Bonus reporting.